If you're a true writer, which I am not, I am a one-hit wonder. But if you're a true prolific writer like Gloria Gaither and others that I've known, you're writing all the time. You live to write. You can't wait to get in a writer's room and sweat it out with a couple other writers. I would rather have a root canal.
Mark, you've traveled the world with the Gaither Vocal Band, and you've been singing to people about the love of God. How have you experienced the power of music to transform people?
Oh, I received a letter not too long ago from a lady. Oh, I wish I'd memorized that letter. But where the song that I'd written I wrote the lyrics to Mary Did You Know, and how she came to know Jesus because of that song, the lyrics and the music of that song. And she told me her entire story in this letter. I was weeping at the end of it.
Mark, you're so creative with the ways that you find to encourage and to inspire people. Talk a little bit more about Just Whenever. What is that? And what about Sunday sing-alongs?
Well, I do a thing called First Mondays with Mark with my friend Colleen and Philip. He plays, we sing trio. And then every day when I'm home, and I'm not on the road, I don't do it when I'm on the road, of course, but when I'm home, I have a studio / bedroom / office. It's right here. And I have 2 lights, a camera, a green screen. The people who follow me, they send in beautiful pictures of that they've taken, and I'll put them on the green screen. So they love that. And then I'll just show you. I go over here because I go over to the song page where I'm on one side, as you can tell, and then I have the lyrics over here. So they sing along, and I change the lyrics. It's very simple. And I do it all myself. And look, I can even make myself bigger that way. I'm a geek at heart. So the minute I joined YouTube in 2006, YouTube went live in 2005. I was an early adopter, but that was all video. You had to record it and then upload it. Now you go live, which I love going live because it's a high wire. You know, in one word, I could ruin everything I've ever believed. I mean, I just love that. With one word, I could ruin everything. But with one word, I can encourage somebody too. I can get on here and just start loving on and talking about Jesus. I look in that camera and pretend 1,500 people are looking right back at me. And I love it, if you can't tell.
Mark, I know you love to read the Bible, and you must get inspiration from some of your songs by reading through the Psalms. So when David was writing Psalms, and that word psalm, I understand, means praise. And some of those songs are even battle songs as he's going into war. Some of those psalms the lyrics are tough to read. In fact, I even saw a guy once. He was a theologian who sat down at the piano at my house, and he began playing in these tempos that I was not used to. This 4/4 stuff was nothing of what he was playing, and these were other ancient tempos that he said were more in keeping with the genre of music of the Psalms. These were battle hymns. What kind of inspiration do you get from reading the Psalms of David?
I think some of those prayers God heard, of course, but I think God probably winked at David and said, one day you'll learn to love your enemies, because there's a greater than David coming, and his name is Jesus. And he said, you've heard it said, eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you, love your enemies. He is right. He is Jehovah on foot. He is the clear revelation of God. He's not a prophet giving us little glimpses of the truth. No, Jehovah on foot has shown up and moved into the neighborhood, and we can know him. And he told us, as hard as it sounds and as hard as it is, to love our enemies. So that's right. A lifetime to do that.
That's right.
That's a full-time job.
I love it. Mark, you also have a new album that came out called Sit Up Straight and Sing 2. Now, why did you write this album? Was there somebody?
Well, I didn't. No, I didn't write it. It's all the old hymns that we do on Just Whenever. See, I say it every day. I say, okay, y'all sit up straight. Let's sing. Because I didn't even know I was doing that because I guess Mama did it to me. Sit up straight because I always sit up straight when I sing. That helps you breathe. And so I just kind of on my show would say, okay, everybody sit up straight. Let's sing. And I noticed everybody said, how many of y'all, in the comments says, how many of y'all actually jerk up straight when Mark commands that you sit up straight? So we just called the album, the first one, Sit Up Straight and Sing, and it has 12 hymns on it that I sing on my program. Kevin's on the guitar, and then I'm singing. That's all it is, guitar and voice. And it has 2 CDs in it, one of just the tracks so you can sing them by yourself, and one with me and Kevin so you can sing harmony. So I'm hoping people will buy this one. It's one CD, it's one packaging, but it has 2 CDs in it. In the middle is the hymnal. So you get to read along, but I'm hoping people will get it and go to the nursing homes and start playing it, singing along. You'll gather a crowd because everybody in there will know them. Everybody in there.
That's right.
Will know these songs.
That's right. Mark, you're such a seasoned professional. You've written these songs. You've just invested your life into music and ministering to people. What do you say to young musicians, people who are just coming up the ranks? They want to be songwriters. What advice do you give them?
Grow where you're planted is the first thing I'd say. Don't just move to Nashville, because a great song is going to find a home. You don't have to push them too hard. It will. I don't know how it does it, but it finds a home. Write all the time. If you're a true writer, which I am not, I am a one-hit wonder. But if you're a true prolific writer like Gloria Gaither and others that I've known, you're writing all the time. You live to write. You can't wait to get in a writer's room and sweat it out with a couple other writers. I would rather have a root canal. I don't like that process. I call it, I have to get up in the stirrups and push him out. It's a complete birthing process. Now, I am thankful that I did birth Mary Did You Know? I love having written. I don't enjoy writing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because who wouldn't love having written? It's a great, I've written 2 books, but it was a lot more having written them than actually writing them, because I had to go away and think,
Yeah.
And focus. That's so hard for me.
One of the things that encourages me today is some of the modern hymn writers like Keith and Kristen Getty. They write songs like The Power of the Cross and In Christ Alone. And I think that this may spark a resurgence of hymn-type songs again in this generation because it's so needed. Do you like their songs?
Oh, I do, and I've met them. They were at one of Gaither events, and I got to meet them. Oh, absolutely. I'm thrilled that someone is taking up the challenge of writing a hymn I don't know what makes a song a hymn. I guess it's, I think of the songs that we sing or horizontal, like I'm singing to someone about him. That's what a lot of our songs are. I'm singing about him. I sing a song called Jesus Laughing. Well, it's a whole song about him laughing. It's not to him. Where worship songs are to God. They're not about him, right? They're to him. And so I wasn't raised singing those types of songs or those types of hymns. So that was new to me, to sing actually to God, which I do a lot in the shower now. But we didn't grow up doing that. We sang about him. The hymns the ones I grew up on seemed to be, I stand amazed in the presence of Jesus the Nazarene. That
right.
one?
That's
it's about him. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine.
A mighty fortress. That's right. I love all of those songs.
A mighty fortress is our God. That's a real up church.
Look at this. You're starting a sing-along right here on TBN. And listen, if you
haven't joined in yet.
Well, you sing much better than I do. I sound like a rooster with laryngitis. Hey, thanks for watching my interview with singer-songwriter Mark Lowry. Don't want to miss future conversations? Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel.